I am so glad you shared this because this is something that comes up all of the time in the clients that I've worked with. When we have a health condition that might call for some gentle boundaries with food, I like to call it gentle boundaries instead of restrictions because restriction just sends us back into that diet and deprivation mindset. The gentle boundaries can often feel like restriction. And if you have a long history of an eating disorder or a chronic history of dieting, it feels like you're back in that place because it's like similar things that you might find yourself doing with food. The key thing here is really two things. It's to remind yourself of why you're making these adjustments to your eating and that it's coming from a very different place than when you would be back in your anorexia. And so this is coming more from a place of wanting to take care of your health and to address your body's needs that it would have with diabetes and what can you do to support yourself in that way. And remember that it's not all just about food. There are a lot of other things that impact our blood sugar that we can do to help ourselves there. So try not to get tunnel vision on the food either. And then the second thing is that it's meant to be gentle and we don't have to be extreme because if we go to the extreme, it's so easy to slip right back into that eating disorder mindset or to go into that all or none place with dieting that tends to lead to a backlash. And so you'll end up being really restrictive. And then at some point you'll feel out of control and you'll overdo it. We don't want that pendulum to be swinging from one extreme to the other. So trying to find the middle ground where you can still include the foods that you love without going overboard. And by maybe using some gentle nutrition strategies like pairing your carbohydrates with protein or having more fiber or pairing it with fat so that it slows the digestion. Those are some different things that you can do to help yourself without having to cut out your favorite foods or feel guilty for eating certain things. And all of this is easier said than done, I know, but it really is possible. And actually the framework of intuitive eating very much does support not only eating disorder recovery, but also management of diabetes. I have some resources on this. If you want to reach out to me, I can send them to you and help you kind of wrap your mind around, what does this look like in a way that actually feels good and not stressful to you? Sending you so much support.